Hey guys, welcome. This is my quick Avengers Age of Ultron vlog type review because I have a trip tomorrow to LA to do a secret project with somebody you may know that rhymes with Ron. Anyways, you'd never guess who it is. So we're gonna do a quick review of Avengers to put up while I'm gone. And holy shit, this is why I love going to movies. This is why I love superhero movies. This is how you do a fucking superhero movie. And Marvel just fucking knocks it out of the park. This is my second showing. Second showing. I had to make sure other Joe saw it so he could come here and tell you what he thought of it. Joe, what did you think about Avengers?
Wow, I fucking loved it. I loved it. It had everything. Great story. I thought it was going to be all like clusterfuck, but no, it was perfectly written. And the jokes were amazing.
Oh, the
not
jokes.
Corny. They were not corny at all.
Yeah, they were all good. They were all appropriate to every single character.
Yeah.
They came a mile a minute.
And of course, Robert Downey knocked it.
Oh my god, yeah. He steals the show every time, huh?
Man.
He's got something to say for every goddamn thing.
I love his humor. His humor is on point.
Yep, Tony Stark. That Tony Stark sarcasm.
He was born.
Born to play.
Yeah.
Tony
Born to be a
Stark.
smart
Agreed.
ass.
He was born
Agreed.
to be Iron Man.
So essentially the story of this one is, and this movie has a lot to live up to, okay? Obviously, these ensemble movies are so fucking rare. We saw it happen in Avengers. Everybody fell in love with the Avengers. I think, broke records. And it was so cool seeing all these different heroes from different movies come together in a single one. So this movie has a lot to live up to. And in my opinion, it lives up to it. That's just my opinion, right? So in this movie, we got the main villain called Ultron, who was actually inadvertently created by Tony Stark. He was trying to do the right thing, and it ties in from the previous Avengers. Look, the Earth is vulnerable. Alien invasions are happening. Aliens are real. We've got threats to us all the time. We need to cover the world in an armored shield. So he comes up with the ultimate solution, right? Peace in our time, he says, right? So he comes up with the Ultron program. Of course, doesn't work out the way he wanted it to. Ultron becomes this badass villain, and that's how the movie goes, and then it amps it up to fucking 11. Now, I'll be honest, right away with you, I thought, Ultron, what the fuck? I thought we were getting Thanos, man. I want to see some Thanos, Infinity War. And I thought, they're just pushing that back, splitting it into two movies, and they're going to have just some crap villain right here in the middle. But, I was so wrong. James Hayter knocks it out of the park with Ultron's performance. What did you think about the Ultron character? Talk a little bit about why it worked.
I thought James Hayter just absolutely blew it out of the water with how he does his evil villains, because he's the primary star of the show, The Blacklist, and he's just so good at being that very intelligent sociopath that just carries weight with his words, even when he's calm. You're afraid of him because he knows
what's he gonna say next. Is he gonna flip out? And that's why Ultron was so intimidating. He is not human. He is android, and it's got that Terminator feel to him. Like, this is a walking, talking Terminator that feels and gets angry. And there's at one point in the film where he gets angry with an arms dealer because he compares him, thinks he's one of Tony's, minions or puppets or one of his Iron Legion, and he fucking goes crazy on him, rips a dude's arm. I said, sorry. I'm sure that'll be fine. But then, he loses it again. He kicks him.
What you call me that for? Bam!
Bam! And kicks him in. And so the guy is so unstable, fits the character perfectly. And it just gets out of control. And this comes from Tony's need to try to save the world. And it doesn't work out. It spirals out of control. And he's a great, great villain. So let's talk about some of the other new characters. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, who in this universe are not mutants. Because ironically enough, Marvel doesn't have the rights to do mutants. Only the X-Men series does, which is complete crap. So in this movie, they are enhanced. It just sounds so dumb. We got too enhanced on the battlefield, says Captain America.
A little bit more than enhanced.
I'm so enhanced right now.
Yeah. So what did you think about Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and maybe compare them to their comic
I
counterparts?
think they did a really good job because they pretty much had the same powers, other than Scarlet Witch being very much downplayed.
Oh,
from
yes.
her Marvel
She's a little
counterpart.
depowered because in the comics she can
She
fucking
goes
warp
nuts.
reality.
Yeah.
And, well, she does warp reality, but she could like phase you out of existence.
Yeah, she's not quite as powerful as that one, but she's still got some she's got some punching.
Doesn't she bring people back from the dead too?
Yeah.
Yeah, she reanimates people
Yeah.
in the comics. She's that
She's not at
powerful.
that level, but
Yeah.
she's still cool. I liked her like kung
Starting
fu,
off,
like
she's still young.
fire. I liked that. I'm sorry. So I liked these two characters
Young
just
with
like
the
you did.
hands thing is what you.
Yeah, I, you know, at the end of what movie was it? Guardians of the Galaxy sort of teased him. I was like, oh no, are you serious? These two brother and sister, these are the husband and wife from Godzilla. They were kissing up on each other.
Different movie. Don't think about that one.
Incestuous.
Don't think about that.
Oh,
never
okay.
happened.
All right.
That
My
never
bad.
happened.
My bad. I actually liked Quicksilver a lot more than I thought I would. He had sort of that cockiness attitude, a little bit of angst to him, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna hate that type of behavior, but I liked him. He grew not only on me, but as a person throughout the film, and you're like, okay, now he's one of the good guys, because we forgot to mention these two new characters. They obviously start off on the wrong side, okay? They are enhanced from Baron's project, and they basically hate Tony Stark.
Yeah.
That's their motivation, because, there's a story that, Tony Stark was a weapons dealer long ago, and their family, Joe, what was that he said in there?
Basically, the building collapsed. They found one of those missiles, and it said Stark.
So
They were collapsed, and they were stuck in there for 2 days staring at a missile that did not
Waiting
blow
for-
up. It said Stark. But with every movement, they were trying to pull him out. They're like, oh, it's going to blow up. It's going to blow up. The last thing we see is Tony Stark.
So that's what they
It's
fucking
embedded in
hated
their
him.
head. I was like, I fucking hate Tony
So did you
Stark.
buy their motivations, though, then?
I did at first. I was like, all right, I can see why, but...
But
then later
I
on-
think to myself, wait a minute, Tony Stark. Okay, yeah, this is an Eastern Bloc country, but Tony Stark. I'm sure the whole globe saw how he saved the entire Earth by essentially putting that nuclear bomb,
But it's gonna
stopping the
come down
alien
to that
invasion.
one thing, though. They're like, "Oh,
And
fuck
these
that
two
guy."
hate Tony so much that they hate the rest of the Avengers too. And
Like,
they want,
really?
I was like, I don't know about that.
That's
but,
really weak,
But other
yeah.
than that, their characters were good, and they need to put up some super powered beings against our Avengers, because Baron's forces were getting their fucking asses kicked. He's like, why aren't you winning? It's the Avengers. And he's like, that was so funny too. There's so many jokes in this film, and that's why I love the tone of this film, how there can be so many jokes, but yet you can have badass action sequences. You can have emotional moments. You can ramp up, the story
It's
to
the right
11.
proportion.
It's great. And at one point the Baron's like, no, surrender! Never surrender! And then he's like, I'm going to surrender.
Or the part where he's like, you need to hold. Can we hold them? And the guy's just looking at him like, dude, it's the fucking Avengers. Like, what do you think when we hold?
Well, we just got a bunch of powered up tanks and some suits were actually pretty cool.
The flight
Yeah,
scenes.
Yeah.
The fight scenes were amazing in this film. Let's talk a little bit about that. I noticed that thank to the cinematographer here, because these fight scenes, I can see what the fuck is happening. In fact, I can see it so well that I can see everybody's individual fight style. I love Captain America's fight style. Like that brawler style, right? Even, throwing around his shield like nobody can, except for Hawkeye can actually. He actually can wield the shield, but not quite as well as Captain America. But, Captain America, throw that shield, get stuck in one of those robots, and boom! I mean, Captain America just goes, he's like, come on! Boom! I love that. And then, you got Romanoff, Black Widow. She's more that Kung Fu style, or agile, right?
Yeah.
Flipping around dudes and shit, and, wrapping her fucking legs around his neck. Oh,
There's
sorry.
two other people.
Okay. happens when you sit next to me, Joe, and I get excited about talking about
You
fight
can't forget
scenes.
about
Phil, get
Hulk.
over here.
You can't forget about Hulk just plowing.
Oh,
shit
that's
over.
right. Yeah, somebody was like, take care of that bunker hole. So, whoop, boom. So the opening of the movie was perfect. It was Avengers doing their thing, going in and wrapping up a previous storyline. They grab the scepter, and essentially through that, they, Ultron becomes a factor, is created, this AI program in order to save the Earth. It all goes fucking haywire, and in Act 3, the action ramps up, and I don't want to hear another goddamn person complain about the destruction in Man of Steel, because there is so much destruction in this film. It is fucking ridiculous. People die on screen if you're looking for it. Heroes fight in the streets, slamming each other up against buildings in a crowded fucking city, just like in Man of Steel. But of course, everybody hates on one man when you've got 9 Avengers here. So yes, of course, there's scenes where they're setting up, oh, I'm saving this person, or Okay, I'm talking too much about that. We'll leave that. We'll leave my opinion, Man of Steel versus Avengers, and why. Okay, for the spoiler part, let's get back to the review. So, at some point, let me ask you this. At some point, we get a new character added to the roster. Name is Vision. I think you see it in the trailer. Probably you don't see it in the trailers, but I don't think it's spoiled enough worthy.
No, he's on the posters.
Yeah, come on, he's in the movie, okay? So we can talk about him. Joe, how'd you feel about this new character, Vision?
Well, obviously, when I first pictured Vision, I pictured, back in the old school days, playing the Avengers, all white.
Oh, I
All white
remember
with
that
the white
version.
Titans.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is a different take.
Yeah.
I like it, though. I like
No,
it.
he
I
looks
like it.
he looks a lot like he does in the comics. But
Yeah.
they got the colors right. I thought they'd be a little gaudy, but they do the colors right. What do you think about Vision, Del?
I thought he was a great addition. I feel like they toned him down a lot, though. They keep doing that with their characters. But I thought he was great where he was in the spot that he was in.
Mm-hmm. He's the mysterious character. The actor does a fantastic job. He even talks a little like Jarvis. And it's great. So you'll see how Vision factors into the story. Basically, at one point, they're like, what the fuck? Vision, do we trust this guy? I mean, obviously, we need help going up against Ultron, but we trust him. And at some point, earlier in the film, there's this great party scene, guys, where, Thor's all like, talking with some old guys, and everybody's doing their thing. But later on, Thor's hammer's sitting on a table, and Hawkeye's like, that's fucking mumbo jumbo. That's a trick. And so everybody tries to pick up the hammer, and nobody could do it. Joe, go ahead, try it. See, you can't do it. You can't do it. Try again, Joe. Hey! That's fucking bullshit.
No, see, I helped him. I helped him.
He is not worthy. No, so everybody gets their turn. Hawkeye can't do it. It was funny. Tony's like, psh, and he even gets a War Machine to help him out. Still can't do it. In fact, Captain America, if you looked closer, was the only one moved it a little bit.
And then you saw his face, he was like,
Thor was
like, oh damn!
Oh, fucking shit. He was like, oh, and then he said, and then Captain America gave up, and Thor was like, oh, I feel better. It was overall just fantastic. The script was really, really strong. I was surprised at how well the pacing was.
Yeah, the pacing was really good.
Really good. Like, in Act 1, you've already got Ultron coming. You got the party scene after they've sort of succeeded. They're, Thor's like, let's engage in rebels, and Captain America's like, rebels, all right, let's do it. And that's where that party scene comes from. And then just the first time you see Ultron go in there, he's like, You're not worthy. You're all not worthy. And he goes into his speech. It's
amazing,
sinister. It feels so fucking cool. Yep. And I'm just really surprised at how well of a villain he turned out.
He was great.
And the action.
Perfect voice.
Perfect voice. Again, perfect for that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just period.
We don't want to spoil too much for you. I do have to mention something, and it's not a spoiler because I'm not going to tell you who, but I was shocked in this movie. Because Marvel kills one of their heroes.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you which.
I know who.
But Marvel fucking kills one of their characters. I was like, holy shit, for a movie that has that uptone beat, the jokey tones, it's amazing they can get away with that. They didn't shy away from it.
Yeah.
Exactly, which is super important because if Marvel wants to do the Infinity War right,
Everybody got that.
people gonna fucking die.
Everybody dying.
A lot of people are
You
gonna
know, that's
die.
totally why they're adding so many heroes. They gotta get ready to kill a bunch of them off.
Right, everybody's worried about, oh, too many heroes are gonna get their little fight. No, Thanos is just gonna kill everybody.
They're all dead. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry
Kids
about
are gonna cry, screaming, running out of the theater. if they do it right, obviously.
I have faith they will.
Yeah,
I really do.
I was just amazed that they. So hats off to Marvel for fantastic cinematography, choreography for the action sequences.
We do gotta
great
mention
villain.
the
Go
one
ahead.
downside, or the two, I guess, minor downsides, was just that romance they tagged in there.
Yeah, so I was gonna get to the negatives. The negatives is definitely. So let's talk about weak parts of the film right now. Go ahead and tell me a little bit more about what you thought was weak.
The weakest part of it, I would have to say, was this whole forced romance they had going on
I know, right?
between Black Widow and Banner the entire time.
It was out of place. It felt unnecessary. It was like, oh, great. They take the girl, right? The only girl on the team, and they throw her into a love story. It's like, seriously? And at one point, she even gets captured, so you gotta go save the fucking girl. It's like, dude, Black Widow would be like, get the fuck off me. No, so I was like, oh, this just doesn't work. Everybody in the film, at some point, gets more story to them.
Yeah.
You see fucking Thor talking with
Heimdall.
Heimdall, right? That's right. And you know, what else? Tony Stark has a conflict, an inner conflict, because he's like, I must save everybody, and he envisions like all of the Avengers dying, and he's like, I've got to stop this.
It's like, it's my burden,
So
I gotta do it.
exactly, and everybody gets this backstory except for fucking Hulk, and so they replace that with this. Even Romanoff, we get to see her assassin beginnings and more about how she was trained. But the Hulk shit is replaced with this love story that I felt didn't work. Even though I was like, the dialogue is really great in this movie. During the love scenes, it was shit.
Yeah,
It didn't work.
They had absolutely no chemistry.
Yes,
it
that's
was
The
forced.
actors had no chemistry with each other.
no chemistry. It came out of left field. And I don't know if this happened in the comics, but this whole thing where, you know, I don't know, the only way to calm down the Hulk is Romanoff coming up and being like, Joe, let me see your hand. No, in fact, I don't want to do that with you. It's like you know,
This
they
is
just touch
weird.
this.
This is
It's like,
weird.
what are you doing there? And then Hulk's like,
That
oh,
extreme?
thank you.
I don't think it was that extreme.
No, it was.
It was.
He literally was like, oh.
He had a Hulkgasm.
Yeah, and of course Romanoff is all like,
Yes.
you know, with the smile, the world is, yeah, I'm sexy. And Hulk's like, oh. I was like, come on. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure I like that in the movie. So I agree with you. That's probably one of the only complaints about the movie. We obviously praise it. We love it to death. In fact, shame on you for not having seen it by now. Go out and see it immediately. But if we were to think about anything else, you know, what do you think?
There were some parts of the movie where I felt the CGI was kind of.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
I saw this movie twice. When I first saw it, I was like damn near the front row, breaking my neck. And that opening sequence where everybody gets their own little fight, I saw a lot of fakey CGI, especially from Thor's moves. And a little bit on Hulk. So I was like, but at least the CGI works when it needs to. Like Ultron looks amazing.
It was forgivable when I saw the not so great CGI. It was forgivable because everything else was good.
The fucking Hulkbuster CGI was fantastic.
Yeah.
There was one part we didn't talk about, and that is, and you've seen it in the trailer, fucking Hulk versus Iron Man fight. We get to see Hulkbuster, which isn't called Hulkbuster, it's called Project Veronica, which Bruce Banner helped.
Oh, you know what it is.
Oh, it's
know
Hulkbuster.
what it is.
It's fucking Hulkbuster. And so we get that hero-on-hero action that we saw in the first film between, who was it, Iron Man and Thor. This time it's Hulk and Iron Man. Iron Man's always getting into fight.
After Tony.
Yeah. Well,
Tony's just too sad.
Jealous.
oh my God. And did this fight ever pay off, Joe? This was fucking amazing.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
It was
a
a lot. It
fantastic
was
fight.
funny.
Yeah.
Even when they were fighting, they were making me laugh. It was like really.
It's because Tony, you know?
Tony is so good at it.
He was like beating the shit out of Hulk with that little
like
arm. He was
jackhammer.
like,
It's like,
What I
He's
thought
like, go to
was
sleep, go
really
to sleep,
funny
go to sleep,
about
go
this
to sleep.
scene was they anticipated that Hulkbuster was going to be taking a lot of damage because Project Veronica had extra.
yeah,
punch.
shooting out, and you could they kind of fought to a stalemate, but you could tell that if it lasted further, Tony was fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't stop Hulk. He can only do it momentarily. The only reason why he was able to stop, you'll see it in the film, a little bit of a sucker punch, but you know, and plus sort of, you know, the only reason why Hulk went crazy is because Scarlet Witch has this story device which lets us
and that's
see
one of the
manipulating
negatives
their
for
minds.
me. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see his vision.
Yeah,
Whose
we didn't
vision?
see his
Hulk's
vision.
The Hulk's vision,
That's-
yeah, that's
I was like,
another
man,
thing.
I wanted to
What
see
is
that.
Hulk going through that he's
Yes,
over there ripping
I was
up the
like,
city?
what
Like,
is-
"Ah!"
What is making him go so crazy?
It probably was badass.
Yes.
He was like fighting in an arena or
Replace
something.
that one.
I'm covered in
Replace the love
spiders.
scene-
No, this
Replace the
wasn't
love
like
scene
that.
for his vision.
Exactly. So, it was a fantastic movie. The romance didn't work. Some of the CGI could have used a little bit more work, and we could have used a little bit more Hulk context and backstory. But other than that, fantastic movie. Let's go ahead and get some ratings, final verdict, and we'll do some spoilers talk because there's a lot in the movie we want to talk about we haven't get to talk about, and I want to talk about Man of Steel, you motherfuckers.
Of course.
I can't help it. I can't help it. All right, so what's your final verdict?
I would say a 9 out of 10.
Oh,
It was really entertaining.
Thanks,
I
buddy.
loved the screenplay. I loved the writing. Everything about it was great. It spoke to the inner Michael Bay.
And Inner Michael Bay, yeah. Oh, that's right. Now, you just blew up my comment section because this guy
Everything's
actually
blowing
likes
up.
Michael Bay.
I bet
so.
you
Hey, I
liked
don't
the
like
last
all Michael Bay
Transformers.
stuff. I like explosions and shiny things.
There weren't all that many explosions.
So-
I can't believe you
but there
compared
were
this film to a
plenty
Michael
of
Bay
shiny
film. It is
things.
much better than that. Just don't even listen to him because you know what? I'm gonna give you my rating after that, so you're not misinterpret that. 9 out of fucking 10. So I'm right there with him, and it is just. It fires on all cylinders. It has so many locations, so much packed in, and it never feels rushed. The pacing feels great. Every character seems to get his appropriate amount of screen time. Marvel is one of those companies that takes their comic book characters, puts them on screen, and they all feel like the comic book characters. Even though the situations are different, because obviously the Ultron storyline was slightly different, but it all feels like these are our comics that we grew up with, as opposed to the DC universe, which, you know,
You
have
save
been...
it later. You save
Okay,
it
all
later.
right, save it for later. You know, Man of Steel was an Elseworld story, okay? It's a difference. Okay, sorry.
No more Man of Steel. So there you go.
All right,
Verdict.
so 9 out of 10.
Got it.
Fucking amazing. Joe.
2 thumbs up.
No, there's not. It's as you can tell, we're doing a number system here.
But that's how they do it in the movies.
I don't give a. This
Two
is not
no,
it's
no.
It's wrong.
Siskel and Ebert.
Down.
My bad.
I say it was a 9 out of 10. If I had a pie chart, it would be a perfect pie chart. Great villain, great story,
Oh, right.
great action,
Yeah.
great
Acting?
humor. Great acting, of course.
Who was the weak actor?
Uh,
Nobody. Oh, other than maybe the accents on the twins, the
twins,
Quicksilver,
yeah.
maybe a little
That's
bit,
about
but
it, but everything else.
But I
was-
liked
Did
the
pretty
twins,
good. I
too.
can't really think of anyone
Yeah.
that did bad.
Ultron fucking knocked it out of the park. Tony knocked it out of the
So,
park.
it was perfect all
Thor
around.
constantly talking with his medieval speak. You know, he's like, you know, at that one point, Hulk, like, at the end of a fight, they're like, did Hulk do great? Yeah, the screams of his victims in hell. And Bruce Banner's like, oh, fuck. Why did I do that? He's like, oh, I meant the whimpers of them hurt.
They're wounded.
They're wounded. They pulled their deltoids. Thor is just, I love the way he talks.
He's a Viking in modern
So-
times. That's
Exactly.
great.
9 out of 10 for Joe.
What
You
about
got 9
you?
out of 10? I'm giving it an honest 9 out of 10, and I'm usually super critical about everything.
I know, right? So you're
All
not
the
being
time.
influenced by us, right?
surprising.
No.
'Cause I
9
know
out of
you're
10.
really-
9 out of 10.
Okay.
And I mean, I've read a lot of the comics, and I think they do justice. They do enough justice.
Yes.
That I love it. I
Okay.
thought it was a great movie.
And you know, I thought about it as we're sitting in the theater, and I saw the trailer for Ant-Man, which was hilarious. I was thinking to myself, and they even mentioned Wakanda in Avengers: Age of Ultron, which is Black Panther. And I was like, what, am I gonna get sick of these movies? Are they gonna overdo it? Are they gonna wear us out on it? And I was like, no. I fucking love superheroes. I love comic book movies. So as long as they're all at this level.
As long as it doesn't start going to Batman and Robin, Batman Forever.
Oh, right.
I was like, oh, no more. We're good.
I think Marvel has learned from the DC's mistakes, yet DC's still making mistakes. But we'll see. We can't say that yet, because Batman vs. Superman ain't out yet. Or Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Oh, boy. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm not sick of them yet. And this one had a lot to live up to, and I felt it was a strong movie. A lot of people may think that the first movie is better, but I think the first movie, I have to go back and rewatch it because there's a lot of nostalgia there. It's the first time you're seeing these guys assemble. There's a lot more, sort of awe to it. So for this movie to still make me come out of the theater like, was pretty impressive.
Honestly, I didn't think it would live up to the first one.
Yeah.
I really didn't, because I thought, oh, well, we've already seen all the Avengers assemble. That's the big novelty of the Avengers movie.
He never actually says that in the movie. Avengers, and then it cuts.
But no, they did it. They actually made me enjoy this more than the last one.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
You liked it more than the last. I'd have to watch the last one again, but I loved it. 9 out of 10. All right, guys. So definitely go out and see the movie and stick around because we're going to be talking about some fucking spoilers and some fucking comic book shit, all right? Because we're fucking nerds. Deal with it. All right, see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show.